So what's it like to be back on set?
It's nice. It's very nice, yeah.
Woo!
Woo.
It's very nice.
Well, you're sitting in front of us, Nick, so can we presume Tony survived?
You can presume that obviously we're here filming the second series. Well, this isn't the second series, but we've been in Bristol filming the second series. So, we're around. We don't know whether he survived. I could be in a coma. I could be a ghost. I'm not going to give away what's actually happened to Tony, but I'm filming, so I'm around.
He figures in the series in some way.
Yeah.
What can we expect from Cassie in this series, do you think?
I wouldn't like to give anything away. I think it should be pretty good, though. I think I'm very excited about the scripts we've got and the stuff we've got to film. So, yeah.
Obviously, in the first series, she had a pretty nasty time with her eating disorder. Do you think there's any chance we might see a lighter side of Cassie?
I think there's a possibility for some lighter moments, but I don't think eating disorders are something that I don't think it's a kind of like something that's fixed easily. I don't think it's like if her and Sid were happy that all her problems would be solved. I think it's a lot more complex than that. So I don't think everything's going to be easy.
It will always be there underlying, I suppose.
I think so. I don't think it's something that really goes away, especially not that quickly anyway.
And obviously Tony got up to some real mischief in the first series. Do you think he might kind of see the error of his ways now?
I think there's lots of people out there who don't want him to see the error of his ways, and they find it quite interesting watching him go to work. But it's difficult. I can't give away too much yet again. But he might see the error of his ways. He might change. He might say the same. It might get worse. So that's kind of all something that will develop throughout the series, and you'll just have to kind of wait and see.
On a more general note, how do you think Skins has developed from Series 1 on to Series 2?
Do you want me to answer this one?
I just think it's kind of because obviously when you start a new series, you've got to introduce everyone, you've got to make sure everyone knows who the characters are and what the kind of situation is. So I think now it's just taking things further and developing things more because you know who your characters are, so a lot more interesting things can happen, I think, this time around.
Do you feel more confident now, like being on set and things?
A bit, because when I started out last year, this was my first job, so I didn't know what was going on at all. And I know the basic thing of how filming Skins works. So yeah, I do feel a bit more confident, I think.
And what's it like working with all the big name actors who come on? Like Shane Ritchie's going to be in this series, isn't he? What's that been like?
I haven't worked with Shane Ritchie, so Nick can answer this one.
Yeah, that was something that they carried on from the last series, where they get guest stars in each episode, which is great fun to have. People who've been in the business for a long time and great actors generally, to have them around and watch them work and just have fun with them generally, because they're generally really nice people. Like Shane Ritchie was a cool dude to have around, and yeah, look out for his performance in this series.
Will Harry Enfield be back for this series?
Harry Enfield is back. He's back, and he's also directing as well.
He's directing?
He's directing, so that'll be something to look forward to.
Has he directed his episode yet?
No, he hasn't. It's not till a few more weeks.
It's, in about a month's time.
Okay. So you don't know if he's a harsh taskmaster yet?
No, we don't always like it.
I can imagine him being a really good director.
Yeah.
What do you think the chances of your characters finding some romance in this series are like?
Between each other?
Well, maybe not between each other, but maybe.
I think the Cassie and Sid thing, it's never going to go away, and I think there'll always be some kind of element of, even if it's just in the background, but I think there'll still be feelings for each other somewhere there, so I don't think romance is going to be off the cards for Cassie by any means.
What about Tony and Michelle?
Well, it depends what state Tony comes back in as to what happens with Michelle, and yeah, if they stay together, if Tony keeps on treating her the way he does, if it doesn't reverse. It's kind of difficult. It's really difficult not to give anything away.
I feel sorry for you in this position because you want to say as much as possible without getting into trouble.
But at the same time, it's like you're constantly trying to stop yourself from saying something that will give loads away and you'll get in trouble for.
Another question I wanted to ask, Nick, is you're in a new BBC drama, Coming Down the Mountain. What sort of character are you playing in that?
Play just an average, down-to-earth 15, 16-year-old who's not quite downtrodden, but his family don't give him a lot of attention, and he's just a normal guy generally, but he has a Down syndrome brother who affects his life, he feels, quite greatly, and it shows their relationship through his eyes, so it was good to film. It was good.
Is he a kind of nicer character than Tony?
I don't know. They're two very different characters, motivated by two very different things going on. So I wouldn't say he's nicer necessarily, but there's different things going on. So if you can watch, you can make up your own mind, maybe.
Thanks so much for your time, guys. We'll look forward to Series 2. Cheers.
Thanks.